Well, hi. You caught me just finishing up my onions. But today we want to talk about spuds. I told you we were going to plant potatoes this weekend. We're going to do it roof stout style. It's going to be the simplest potatoes you've ever seen planted. Not really planted. We're going to throw them on the ground. We're going to cover them with hay. That's all you got to do. And I went ahead and I pulled this mulch back a couple days ago over here in the newest part of the garden. It was pretty thin. I wanted to see what kind of weeds we might have had growing in here, and it wasn't too bad. But I went ahead, made a little border right here of onions. We're going to plant all of this back in here, back behind the thornless raspberries. We got the artichokes up there. We got the asparagus. These are only going to take about 120 days. So by June, we ought to have this harvested and be able to plant something else in here. Let me finish putting this mulch down, then we're going to talk about spuds. Oh yeah, and today is Saturday, and you know what that means. We're going to go to you, and we're going to celebrate what's going on in your garden. And while I finish putting a little mulch on here, let's go on down to Zone 8, take a look at Mike and Linda's deep mulch garden. They're a little ahead of us here, but that's the thing. Key it off of your first and last frost dates. You want to be careful. Only plant what can take the weather in your area. That's key. Now Mike and Linda's onions are really doing well. Look at that spinach. And in Zone 8, Mike and Linda's seeds are at a point where they're going to be able to go in the ground just as soon as it's warm enough. Mike, Linda, you show us what's possible in a deep mulch garden. Gets me out here on a cloudy day. It's supposed to be 70 degrees today. I don't think it's going to quite make it. They can't make up their mind whether it's going to rain or not. Well, I'm not waiting around. Let's get some potatoes in the ground. And to plant this way, you just pull the mulch back. Now I've been mulching in around the raspberries, so I got a little hay on top, but that won't make any difference. It's just very thin. But go ahead and clear that down to soil. Now Ruth, she just walked by and threw them on the ground. I want to be a little more precise than just scattering them out. But let's talk about these spuds. You have a couple different varieties of potatoes, just like your tomatoes. You got your determinate and your indeterminate. Your determinate, which are all of these, and they're chitting nicely. They've started to sprout at the eyes. We'll talk about what you can do here in a minute. Now the determinate, they're only going to grow potatoes right around the roots, and the roots spread out from the potatoes. Obviously that's going to make the leaves. That's going to push right on up through that mulch, and that's so we've got a purple variety, we've got a Yukon Gold, and we've got a Pontiac Red. Now the indeterminate, those tend to make a couple more potatoes if you hill them a little bit. They won't make potatoes the entire length of the plant, but it's going to be a little bit more than if you just put these on the ground or bury these. We don't hill because we're covering with the deep mulch. And from all of my research, hilling the potatoes, that keeps the sun off. With potatoes, you do not want to eat the greens at all. You don't want your tubers to be green. So you want the sun off of them as much as possible. Now, like, here's a great example where you've got eyes coming out all over the place. You could cut that and leave 3 eyes on. Now, I've also seen studies where, yes, you're going to get more plants, but the amount of potatoes you're going to get is really indistinguishable. Leave a comment down below and tell me where I'm wrong there. If you're going to cut these, you can do it a couple days ahead, leave them lay out, it'll scab over before you plant them. You can dig deep and put soil over them, or you can do what we're going to do. So right here I am going to leave a border where I have my onions. So let me just pull this mulch back a little bit. And we do have 3 kinds of potatoes here. So I am going to kind of group them together, kind of. And a little more than roost stout, I am going to go ahead and make rows, so I know where they're at. I'm just laying them on the ground. And then, we're just going to come back and put some hay on it. Let me get the rest of these put out, and then we'll actually put some hay on it. We're going to put a little more than that. So there's our Yukon Gold patch. Now let's go ahead and get some Pontiac Reds down. I'm just setting them on top of the soil. And I am kind of leaving a little walkway here, so I'm not going to crowd too far that way, but it's not going to be very long and we'll know exactly where the potatoes are planted. And I've treated this entire area very heavily with castor oil. I didn't find any trails in here this morning. I kind of probed a little bit. I'm excited to get some more purple potatoes. Do you know what purple mashed potatoes taste like? Mashed potatoes. If you can't have fun in the garden, it's all work. Like I said the other day, I was saving this bale for the potatoes. And that's all you do. Kind of fluffed it up, toss it out on there. And there you go. Well, it's drop and cover potato planting. Easiest potatoes you're ever gonna put on the ground. Notice I said on the ground. I had a viewer write in and ask me about progression of the garden. We're coming into our 6th summer here, documenting exactly what we do. I've got onions planted as a short perimeter. That entire bed is potatoes. We planted asparagus here last year. We just put the artichokes in right there. They're doing fine. Nothing on the asparagus yet, but the rest of this, as it grows, you're going to be able to see. That's why these episodes are a little shorter than big, long explanations. I'm showing you what I do. And again, I'm not going to tell another adult how to garden. This is just what I'm doing. And I thought folks might be interested. By doing it this way, there's almost no weeding, and the hardest work I ever do is harvest. I invite you to join our gardening group. There's no obligation. You just send in a photo now and again. Let us celebrate your garden and show people just exactly what's possible out there in the garden. Help motivate people that may want to learn how to garden. You can do this too. And if you bought me a cup of coffee, there's a button down here somewhere, I guess, but I do want to thank everybody that has bought me a cup of coffee so far. And if you want a condensed version of what we're doing here every few days, now if you don't want to go back through the hundreds of videos and thousands of shorts, you want to know why we do what we do, you want it all in one place, my book is in the somewhere down here also. That'll show you exactly what we do with the deep mulch, why we do it, and the results you can get from it. You can do this too, and spring is right around the corner. And until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you.